Sorry, Athena.
I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end.
And the thing, all of this could have been, you know, exercised. All of it could have not been happening if the gods would have literally said, "Oh, he wants to kill himself." In God of War 1, right? Oh, he wants to kill himself? Alright then.
You have the power to control time itself.
And they just like brought him through Hades. And like you know, him and Hades just kicked it in the underworld. And that's it. That could have been it. Instead of, oh, let's make him a god, you know, the guy who's really, really angry and has the potential to kill all of us. Yeah. So yeah, shit got real. I should save, but I'll be alright. Because by this point, there's nothing but cutscenes. And as Gaia said, we now control the wait a minute though. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. All that matters is revenge now. But like, why couldn't Kratos for real just be like, hey, you know what? Why don't I go back to the time to where I killed my damn family? Also, Zeus is my dad. Also, she's still ugly. Also, she's still fat, hairy, and gross. But well, no, that's not it, right? Yeah, that's not it. Let go. Let go. Oh, okay. It was this one, right? Was it this one? Pressing R1. Pressing, thank you. No? I picked, how did I not remember? Oh, it was you. I went back. Yep. So yeah, now we're redoing everything again. But yeah, how come Kratos just doesn't go, hey, why not just go back to the time before I killed my family? And we can not worry about that. But, you know, Kratos, he's just like, fuck it, man. They won't let me have my revenge. Revenge that I don't really need anymore. And then there's another thing, because this is why it's so weird to make time a thing in, like, games. Because now it's like, what happens to this part of the world? Like, in the next, because obviously God of War 3 is a thing. Oh well. Goddamn, girl. You have got to cherim the shit out of that bush. I got blades that can help you with that. I promise not to cut up your snatch too much. I also promise not to go in your vagina, because it's dusty.
We have been expecting you, Ghost of Sparta.
Have you?
The gods are far too powerful for us to defeat now.
All on Olympus tremble at my name. Zeus is weak. Ares and Athena are dead, and I wield the blade. We can win the Great War, but not in this time. Together, we will destroy the petty gods, and we will see Olympus crumble before us. Come with me, Gaia. Return to my time. Victory awaits.
How in the hell did he... Okay, well, whatever.
We have faced far worse than this one fallen mortal.
That so?
But we are the gods. We whom the mortals worship. We who rule over this land. We who will not be swept aside by this petulant fool. Brothers, put aside the petty grievances that have splintered us for so long. We will unite. We will stand together, and I will wipe out this plague.
God, I want
Olympus will prevail.
I want Zeus's hair. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I could have that kick-ass mane with that kick-ass Gandalf beard, bruh. Wait, was that Gandalf? I don't know. The guy from Lord of the Rings. And Harry Potter. So yes, these are all his brothers. Helios, Hades, Poseidon, and Hermes. Hey! What's up, Dad?
Zeus, Your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
Okay, now, if I ever get to God of War 3, after I potentially get some better, hardware, I want you guys to remember the way he says that line, because in God of War 3, he says it sounds so stupid. Yeah, I bring the destruction of Olympus! And I'm like, nigga, really? They couldn't just bring anyway, whatever. The end begins. That's an oxymoron. So, that, my dear viewers, subscribers, random people who decided to check out a stupid nigga's channel, that was God of War 2. My favorite of the God of Wars, God of War 3 very close though. Probably because the TDs look a lot better in that game though. Not even gonna lie to you. That's one of the biggest reasons. God damn, titties be looking nice in that game. Ooh. Speaking of like titties in games, recently I was watching a couple days ago. God damn it. Recently I was watching Censored Gaming's channel. You should check them out if you haven't, but you should check them out. And they talk about censorship in games, right? Well, they had this video recently talking about censorship in Japan part 4. And I hope y'all can't hear my cousin crying right now, cause that's, yeah. Anyway, so they were talking about censorship in Japanese games, right? And it's so weird that a country that kind of built up a reputation for like, sniffing panties and peeping on bitches and blood all over the place in like animes and video games and stuff, a country that kind of built up a reputation for having that in their like multimedia, actually censors stuff that we have. Like, it can't be too violent, even though I've seen stuff in anime that'll just, god damn, like, what was it, like the first episode of Attack on Titan, where that nigga just straight up eats that bitch, and her blood just all over the place? Or how about that one from Naruto? I remember watching this scene not too long ago, where they're in like the forest of, was it Forest of Death or something? Where they're in the forest and like Gar and his team fight against these sound ninjas, I think. And Gar makes one of them niggas explode and all this black shit starts raining down. But then when you think about it, nigga, that ain't black shit, that's blood. He even takes one of their umbrellas and uses it so that he don't get none of the enemy's guts and shit all over him. Don't give me no bullshit talking about y'all censoring. Come on now. Like, I don't know. I kind of don't buy that. And then the whole thing about nudity was, I think they talked about Red Dead Redemption, where, like, there was this kind of sex scene that was edited to where you couldn't see, like, the lady's titties. Like, the scene still showed them fucking, but you couldn't see her titties. Like in our version over here, you can see her titties out. But it's just like, it's just titties, people. Calm down. Like, for real? Y'all made like DOA Extreme 3? DOA Extreme 3 where you could literally play with the breast physics? Not only that, they got, suntans. You can see that shit. Just so much shit you could see. And a little tiny sex scene in a game where her titties is out. It's not even like you can see his dick or nothing. You just can't see no titties. Or you can just see the nipples. It's not even, see, that's the other funny thing. I don't even think it was the fact that the titties were shown. It's the fact that the nipples were shown. Because, what was that anime? Kill la Kill? Where the bitch is wearing an outfit that shows like 80% breasts covering her nipple and like the top of her titties. Like, for real though? I ain't gonna lie though, the under boob in that outfit is something special. So yeah, I don't know, that's just me kind of bitching about stuff. So yeah. That, my friends, was God of War 2. For some reason I remember the outro being a lot longer, but maybe I'm thinking of God of War 1. It was God of War 1, because that turned into the giant picture of Kratos sitting on the throne, which is badass. So, sexy people of YouTube. My next trailer is coming out soon as I record that shit and edit that shit, which is gonna take a while, to be honest with you. And yes, I will be rapping it. Don't hate. I'm gonna kill that shit though. But yeah, the next trailer, and maybe for anybody who is like nobody who has been following my channel closely, it's another reboot. What game? Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's a game that I've wanted to reboot for a while. Simply because, and no, it's not gonna be Grandy Extreme. I might reboot that one day. Probably not reboot the whole damn game though. Probably just do like story and that's it. But I mean, it was back. The game I'm about to redo is a game, cause there was a certain period of my recording career, I guess you could say, where miraculously all my stuff started to get better. Not necessarily better mics, but I just kind of started fidgeting around more with my hardware and software. So, like right now, I don't ever hear it anymore. But back then, like when I first started recording, you could even hear it in my Grandy Extreme recording sometimes. You could hear every now and then, and I'm like, what the fuck sound is that? Now granted, that was back for some reason when I was really goddamn congested. Like, I think, matter of fact, that whole spring, it was really bad. I was still down in Georgia and all that shit. Nose congested like a motherfucker. So there was a lot of every now and then. And I tried to cover it. You know, I tried to cover it every now and then and like put my hand over my mouth, you know. But it didn't work like that. I don't know. I guess the pollen's not as bad as it was a couple years ago. But man, it just every couple seconds. Well, not every. I wasn't like. But it was like, you know, I'd be like, hey guys, what's up? It's Malicel here. You know, like whenever I had to inhale a lot. So, yeah. That definitely was a thing that I did not like. Also, I had a bunch of static, but once I learned how to fix that, you know, I don't have as much static as I used to. There's still static, but you would only know it if you were to actually hear the raw file that I'm like recording right now. Anyway, I've talked your ears off long enough. After I turn this recording off, I'm probably going to free up some room on my computer and play me some Tekken Tag 2. Because fuck Revolution. I'm sick of that goddamn game. I tried to get back into it, just no. Fucking plugging ass bitches. Anyway, I'm out. Have a good day. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And, you know, be good to each other as in, like, don't kill each other. We out this bitch. It is JC and Armor King time in this motherfucker.